So the election's over, and whether you voted for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, it's understood by all that there's a defining divide which exists amongst the people in this nation that is as wide or even wider than the one that existed during the times of the Civil War era. But how did this happen? What would cause a nation which supposedly provides its people access to all the information they would ever need to make informative decisions about their world and gives them the first world privileges that other nations could only dream of? What would cause them to hate each other and completely turn against one another, even to the point of violence? Answer: it's the leaders, influencers, and other talking heads which shape the ideals, beliefs, as well as the public and private discourse and perceptions of the people. But who are they really? Listen close. At this point, you might think what I'm saying is just conspiracy theory or the thoughts of someone living in a foolish dream state. If you feel that way, you might want to check and see if you're actually a cog in the wheel of the synthetically generated matrix that was created for us by them. So listen close. News anchors are just witches and warlocks reading the talking points of the deep state, which is comprised of fallen angels and other hybrid beings led by demonic spirits. That's it, and really, that's all. Their job is to stir an unsuspected population that was actually steer an unsuspected population that was programmed by them not to think critically or rationally and to believe anything other than what they are pushing. That's the information that they're pushing is what they want us to believe, and the release to cause us to realize or jade us from understanding the true perception of what's really going on in our world. So they appeal to our sensibilities and they garner our continued audience because we've been deceived to believe that these news anchors are like us, that they operate with good intentions, just like us, right? And how does this program, which tries to convince us that these individuals are just like us, get melded into our minds? Well, to make the people believe this, the deep state creates platforms like websites and newspapers and other social media outlets that offer the masses opportunities in these very fields of industry. So you too can be a news anchor. You too can be a weatherman or a weatherwoman. You too can be one of the major talking heads on CNN and Fox and MSNBC. And all you have to do to achieve this goal is to get the proper education, learn the trade, maybe attract a huge following, and then you'll be recognized by someone in those industries that will offer you one of these prestigious positions in the media stratosphere. But if you think this way, you have no idea of how deceived you have been. These positions, which shape public discourse and thought, cannot go to a thinker of free mind and will, but to a controlled conduit that does not question the information which is to be released to the masses, but knows their only objective is to spread information with no pushback. Now, regardless of how deceptive the lie is or how destructive the narrative is to the receivers, regardless of how much of a lie this is, they have to spread it. Regardless of these factors, the politicians, the news anchors, the Pulitzer Prize winning editorial writers, which heads the biggest newspaper conglomerates, or even your local weathermen, these people all have one thing in common. That being that they have been handpicked to do a specific job. And that job isn't to report truthfully the events that shape our world, or to create rules, regulations, laws that will lead humanity to achieve a more perfect union, or to form narratives in print or social media to increase the capacity of the masses to engage in moral, subjective, solution-based discourse, but to corrupt our perceptions of who we are, where we live, and how we view those around us. These people are our enemies. They are not like us. They do not think like us. And I'll even go one step further. They do not come from us. Think about it. How could a person that's supposed to be connected to the human race by their containment of a free mind and a soul get up every single day and tell their fellow human citizenry lies and falsehoods that they know will be to their undoing, to their destruction in this world, and even in the existence of the world to come, and without even batting an eye? Why have we not witnessed one of these figureheads break from their programming and dispel the truth and reveal the deceptions of their narratives to the masses and live and live in color, right? Why haven't these news channels then had to cut to a commercial after one of these revealings and uncomfortably come up with a lie to convince their viewers that the rhetoric they just heard was conspiracy and not the views of the program or station? Why aren't these outbursts of truth not being able to penetrate through the deception and alter and alter from the contraptions of well-crafted talking points that have shaped how we view the world? Why? It's because to get to the place where your words and your influence can reach the people, you have to be bought and paid for by the deep state. And this ownership is not only by means of a worldly contract, catering to the promise of monies and material wealth for services, but a spiritual contract must be signed, which connects these individuals to the collective. Now think of the Borg in Star Trek. They no longer have the right to sway from the objective of the state, but to go even further. It's no longer in their ability or capacity mentally to go against the collective. These people are now absent of free thought. They're just conduits, where the information of their masters gets received by them and released with no checks or balances and no ability to check or balance. These are the sold out to Satan, the workers of iniquity that the Bible warned us about. And if you listen to the instructions of these ones or follow their influence, and allow their influence to influence you in any way, then you are now part of the collective that works knowingly or even unknowingly against the well-being of humanity. You have now become a battery to those who have created and shaped the matrix we live in, empowering the hands and sharpening the swords of the enemies of God and man. You are in turn now a bot. And a bot is only recognized when you check your humanity and rediscover your ability and right to make choices. So, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can go to Cash App, Judah J Talks 144. Until next time, please like, share, subscribe, push the thumbs up. Shalom.